A very important part of creating what you do want is always remaining in vibration alignment with what you do want and not having your focus go towards maybe certain things in your current reality that you don't want, right? So I often get asked the question, Sunny, how do I ignore my current reality? And I see that this is a common trend on YouTube, right? A lot of videos about how to ignore your current reality when manifesting. And many other channels may tell you many techniques and tools for how to go about, ignoring and avoiding your current reality and staying put in your desired reality. But you're at Personal Mastery Quest right now, here where we don't fight against our problems, fight against the flow of life, or avoid our problems, but rather we dive straight into them and use our problems, use our current reality to deepen our awareness, because that's exactly the only thing that this journey is about. We use our obstacles to transcend our need to rely on external circumstances. And through that very transcendence, we create well-being. We create the abundance, peace, well-being that we desire. So this is how a conscious creator goes about this. If you're just in this process of like, oh, I just want to manifest because I hate my current circumstances and I want that. If you're only on this journey to just, manifest certain things because you hate your current reality and you just want to try all the techniques and whatever, then that's always going to remain like your understanding of this law, your awareness is always going to remain at that surface level. And you will continue to find yourself always just wanting to run towards the good and away from the bad, and still live in this constant state of anxiety. So at least here at Personal Mastery Quest, right, my main intention is to not do any of that, what I call spiritual entertainment, but rather help you go really deep, help you understand yourself at a deeper level and reality at a deeper level, so that you can actually consciously create rather than believing yourself to be all spiritual and, I manifest and all that stuff. Whereas like it's just the illusion of control rather than having real control. Okay. So not a shot at any other channel, but I'm just, really saying that in terms of this topic of ignoring your current reality, the more you feel the need to ignore your current reality, the more it shows that you are resisting your current circumstances. The more it shows that you are not at all accepting the contents of your present moment. And as long as you continue to come at this process of creating your own reality from that energy of, I hate this and I need to change this and I, need to run away from this, create something completely different ASAP, like right now. If you're always coming in that energy, then most likely you will not get what you want. And even if you do, then you will just further eventually come across another obstacle or certain time. Just through that energy, you will create more of the same. Even if you do get what you want, what you got or what you get will become the exact thing that will become the reason for more further misery or resistance. And if you're living in this way, it shows how dependent your state of being, right, your feeling state, your emotional state, is on your circumstances. And this is completely opposite, right? Like on this journey of creating your own reality, you have to understand this at a deeper level, where the external reality is a direct reflection of your internal. And so if your internal always is attached and depends on the external to be positive, then you will always set yourself up to just be in this goose chase, where the external will dictate how you feel, and how you are feeling maybe in that negative state or whatever is further just dictating all those external circumstances that you don't like. So then really, what is the solution to this, right? You have to accept the present moment as if you had specifically chosen it. Think about it like this. When you go watch a movie, right? And you're watching all of the scenes in the movie, there's a phase of the movie where just the underdog, right? The main character is the underdog and everybody's rooting for him. And he's like fighting his way up and then he's hitting a lot of success. So the next phase is success and everybody's really happy or whatever. But then something usually happens and he messes up, or she messes up, and then the main character goes through a really difficult time. So this is that phase of conflict where now like they lost everything, right? And that's also like a very entertaining part. That's a very critical part of the movie, right? And then through that phase, they again just like work really hard or whatever happens, and then they come back and finally, triumph over those obstacles. And so when you're watching this movie, you're sitting in the theater watching this movie, you're watching every single part equally entertained. And you're not saying that, when the movie character fails, you're not saying, oh, he or she should not have failed. Oh, like, they should cut this part of the movie out. Or you don't leave the movie theater when they're going through that negative phase. You watch it with just as much attention as you are giving to the positive phases. And you're simply allowing all the images on the movie screen just happen, just come and go. And so there's no resistance to anything that is on the screen. And because of that, everything continues to go and you remain undisturbed just watching the movie. Just like that, start to accept everything that is currently on the screen of your consciousness. Just like that movie. Whatever phase you may currently be in life, learn to literally accept that that is the current part of your movie and there's nothing wrong with it. This current phase exists just as equally as the phase of success or well-being. And so because you continue to label it as bad and you continue to fight against it, that's why it feels even worse. Whereas no matter like if you're on the street, you have no money to pay your rent, like even if you're in those really, really what we call like lackful experiences, you can still find that sense of abundance and sense of acceptance even in those circumstances. Because that sense of acceptance doesn't come from looking at outside of you and determining and judging and labeling. It actually is an inward acknowledgement of the present moment. Without judgments, without labels, without filters, just unhindered, unobstructed acceptance and acknowledgement. And when you start to live through this acceptance, right? Now, when you actually go towards creating what you do want, because I'm not saying, oh, don't try to change your current reality. I'm just saying, learn to accept and just fully acknowledge and appreciate. And don't label this phase as bad and try to like get out of this phase as soon as possible. But instead, accept and create what you want from here. And when you do so, right, when you create from this perspective of acceptance, you're no longer in that needy energy. You're no longer even in a sort of rushing sort of energy where I need this to happen right now. You're just taking a step in the right direction, in your desired direction, day by day. And through this perspective, you grow so much more. You learn way more than you would have otherwise. You grow in awareness, which is the most important part of this journey. The only reason you are in the physical is to grow and evolve your consciousness back to its source. And so just this evolution of consciousness, which is what obstacles allow you to do. There are opportunities to evolve your consciousness, to become more aware. The difference between you right now and when you were a baby is greater sense of awareness. So when you're living through this perspective, there's no need to ignore your current reality. Whereas you can actually still live in your current reality, even if it's lackful and whatnot, yet you still feel fully okay and able to determine your state of being and act as if, or live in the end and embody that, like the energy of your desired self. It does not matter what your external circumstances look like. There's nothing to ignore. Does that make sense? So the only thing that I would say regarding ignoring your current reality is don't flood your focus towards it in a negative way, which you're not going to be doing anyway if you are coming to acceptance of it. If you accept your body, if you accept your money situation, if you accept your relationships, if you accept your housing situation, your work situation, everything, then automatically you're not focusing on it in a negative way where it's like, damn, I don't have this, I wish I had that. Like, you simply just accept, Stay focused on what you do want, continue moving forward in a very positive energy, and you remain open and aware to learning and extracting any lesson, right, that this phase also may have for you. Just knowing that what you have chosen is coming to be, is unfolding through you. Just like that movie, right, which had all those phases. Just like that, your movie also has these phases. So allow any image on the screen, because it's completely okay. When you start fighting against the image on the screen, that's when you suffer. Suffering has nothing to do with what's actually happening, but rather your internal attitude towards what is happening. So if it's in your control, why suffer? This is wisdom. So let's grow in this wisdom. Okay? So find that space within you that is unaffected, that is accepting of even the worst, what we, from our conditioned perspective, call the worst. Find that space within you which can smile even within difficult times, that can laugh, that can be joyful now. Not 5 minutes from now, not tomorrow, now. And once you do, through that self, through that space, you can create what you do want. So I hope that was helpful. If you want to further learn how to create the life you truly want to live through a higher consciousness mindset just like this, watch my free training below. It's a Create Your Dream Life workshop. It's completely free. 30 minutes, I show you the steps that you need to master in order to do so. Okay, but again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Helps me spread my message. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, for more videos like this, and I will see you soon in the next video.